The BANGS Protocol by Dr. Ian James and Keris James. We all like to be right and in control of what is going on around us in order to feel safe. It is usually difficult to accept that either our version of events or our understanding of a situation is incorrect. However, this is frequently the case for someone living with dementia, as well as for their carers. On occasions, when our view of reality and truth are challenged, it can undermine our self-esteem or respect, our perceptions of safety, and our sense of control regarding ourselves and our world. Note that each of these features are part of our 8 fundamental needs for maintaining personal well-being. Being challenged can be infuriating, upsetting, and undermining. From a well-being perspective, holding on and arguing for what we perceive to be true often anchors us and allows us to cope with difficult and distressing situations. However, holding on to our version of events when someone else disagrees can lead to distress and conflict, which may require de-escalating. The de-escalation technique taught in this animation is called BANGS. The technique requires carers to purposefully subjugate their knowledge of what is correct in order to maintain the well-being of the person with dementia. BANGS is an acronym with each letter corresponding to an action. B is for breathe. When you sense a confrontation, centre yourself. Stop and take a few deep breaths. A is for assess, accept, and agree. Try to understand what is going on for the person. Listen to what is being said. Clarify and repeat back to them. If there is no immediate danger, then be prepared to accept what they are saying wholeheartedly. Positively agree or validate their viewpoint. Agreeing with their viewpoint might make them feel understood and listened to. N is for never argue. Arguing is likely to lead to both of you getting upset, and it also may lead to you feeling guilty. G is for go and let go. Go with the flow and let go of what's correct. Once the person feels they are being understood, then you are more likely to be able to shift their concentration and attention onto something else. S is for sorry. Say sorry to diffuse and resolve any upset and move on. The inventor of BANGS, Sue Macaulay, is herself a family carer. Although she understands the difficulty of putting aside your knowledge of what is true, she asks the question, when communicating with someone with dementia, would you rather be happy or right? People living with dementia often hold incorrect realities and perceptions. This is because the information they're using to navigate their world is degraded or outdated due to either faulty thinking or memory difficulties such as time shifting. They may even experience hallucinations or misperceive situations due to changes to sensory abilities, like hearing, sight, smell, and touch. Hence, it is not uncommon for a person with dementia to have a faulty recollection of events, such as how old they are, if their children need collecting from school, or whether their partner or parents are still alive. Carers can even be accused of misplacing or stealing precious items of clothing, ornaments, or money. This is particularly common in situations where the person with dementia hides their valuable items for safekeeping and then forgets where they have been hidden. BANGS was developed with these situations in mind. However, BANGS isn't suitable in every situation. To determine whether the technique should be used, one needs to pay particular attention to the A stage. It is at this stage one needs to assess whether it is okay to accept the person's version of events. If you can accept this without causing further difficulties or increasing risk, then the BANGS technique can be employed. You can also assess whether it's okay to apologise and say sorry. Note this is a therapeutic sorry to help the person feel validated and therefore reduce upset. You're not actually accepting the blame. Examples of the use of BANGS. Situation 1. Every time you visit the care home, Dad says he's upset because you have not visited him for weeks. The truth is, you visit very regularly and have just been there 4 days ago. However, on the last 2 occasions, you challenged his statement and put him right. The situation then got heated and ruined the visitation, leaving you both upset. Such a scenario is hugely frustrating and upsetting. So, let's rewind and use the BANGS protocol to alter the outcome of this situation. First, take a deep breath in order to ground your frustration. This gives yourself time to adjust and prepare mentally for his complaint. By assessing the situation, you know that your dad's memory no longer allows him to record the last time you were here. There's little point in correcting him. Remember, you're here to enjoy some positive time together. So, accept the situation in terms of his reality, and remember that you should never disagree or argue. Having adjusted mentally to the situation, you can then go with the flow, perhaps providing a reason for your absence, a reason that will open up an avenue of potential conversation. For example, I have been visiting the grandkids down in the Isle of Wight. They send their love. Finally, one needs to say sorry. For example, I'm really sorry I haven't been to visit, but I've missed you lots and I've been really looking forward to seeing you today. Situation 2. Your mum very frequently accuses you of stealing her purse because she forgets that she's hidden it around the home for safekeeping. Again, take the deep breath to engage the parasympathetic nervous system and allow you to deal calmly with the situation. Agree that the purse is not around and that you probably have misplaced the item when you were tidying the room when you first arrived. Avoid engaging in an argument, even when provoked by statements such as, "You've always been careless, you should respect my things." In relation to go with the flow, you can help mum look for the purse. She'll probably have some favourite hiding spots. Once you've found it, give a sincere apology. A half-hearted sorry may sound insincere and maintain her annoyance. These are examples of where it may be helpful to use BANGS. It is not an easy strategy to use because it can feel you are making the person more confused and potentially joining in with a lie. It might also annoy you to say that you are in the wrong when you are not. However, practical evidence shows that many carers find the technique gives them a greater sense of control over a difficult situation. Further, the strategy is very helpful to de-escalate situations that previously led to distress and agitation. Thank you for watching.